And the Nigerian police have arrested 8 suspects in connection with the brutal murder of policemen who were on a fact-finding mission in Ughelli, Delta State. A statement by the force spokesman Olumiwa Adejobi said 5 suspects were initially arrested shortly after the incident and additional 3 suspects have been arrested. The police also confirmed that the arrested suspects are currently in custody and will be charged to court when investigations are concluded. Now, security expert Melvin Ejeh joins me now for more perspectives on the security situation in the country. Good to have you on the news at this time. So yes, the police are gradually closing in on the masterminds of the brutal murder of police officers in Delta State, even as the military task force, we understand, in Imo raided another camping of IPOB in Mbitoli. But first off, what do you make of these developments, and how do you think these responses by the military will yield positive results?
And also commend the service chiefs for doing so well in trying to downgrade these criminal elements who have actually trying to wear their ugly heads in Nigeria. But I think the Nigerian military are on top of it again. They are being on top of it again, and I think they are beginning to get the support of the masses to degrade these criminals. And that is what I've always accused, that until the masses begin to look at the armed forces as one of theirs, as part of them, as their only frontline defense and the last line defense, will not get there. The issue of security should not be rest on the hand of the armed forces alone or the Nigerian police. We must own the process. We must continue to support them. We must continue to work with them closely. Most of these criminals live among us. So if you see that, look at the feat they are achieving now, if you look at the results they are getting now, it's because the communities are beginning to take ownership of the entire security process. So I think this idea is welcome. I think the Nigerian police also, I must commend them also for the job well done, and commend them for what they are doing. They are also doing their very best. And I would want Mr. President to look in the way of the Nigerian police by way of equipment, by way of welfare, just to take care of them so that they can begin to solve some of the internal security challenges. The internal security challenges in Nigeria is so overwhelming. Our military men have tried so much that they have very poor strength. Their logistics are not up to date, even though Mr. President has stepped up the game, but I think there's a need for improvement. So I think generally the security situation has improved. If you look at the banditry in Northwest lately, they have reduced, they have been chased to very, very far distance. Their operations have been closed. If you look at in Kaduna State, the issues have reduced in Zamfara, in Kebbi, and in Katsina State, the issues are going down by the day. And we hope that this continues till the end of this administration and even beyond.
And talking about collaboration with the communities themselves to ensure that, this security challenge is being addressed, what other approach would you propose as alternative measures to addressing the security challenges in the country?
I think the military must do well by improving their non-kinetic approach, because most of these issues that you see today are beyond the barrier of guns. They must ensure that they continue in what they are doing in terms of non-kinetic. The military, especially the defense headquarters, have been up and doing in terms of non-kinetic. The army headquarters should follow suit, the navy should follow suit, and the air force should follow suit. The current insecurity challenges is beyond the barrier of guns, beyond just fighting war. They must speak to the community. They must also collaborate with the community to ensure that this war is defeated. This is democracy, and when you speak to people, they gain your confidence, you achieve more results. So I think they must improve, increase, and extend their non-kinetic approach to the community. Of course, they are doing that. I just want them to do more to ensure that the community totally trusts them so that we can win this war together. Like I said, these criminals live among us. They pass through the forest to our communities. They buy food from our community. They buy food from our community. So they are known. Unfortunately, the communities are scared of security agencies because of one experience they would have gotten. So I think the military must also, beyond the issue of collaboration, also improve on their non-kinetic. They are almost the same thing. Collaboration and non-kinetic approach, they are the same thing. So they are interwoven. So I think the military must strengthen their effort in the non-kinetic aspect and collaborating with the communities.
Right, and away from kinetic and non-kinetic approaches now in dealing with security challenges in the country, we also understand that the federal government prescribed the creation of a state police as a panacea to the security challenges in the country. What do you make of such proposals, and do you think perhaps it could yield the desired result?
why I must commend the president for even back that action, I must also commend the governors for thinking that direction and every actors who are actually in support of the police. But it's not going to work in Nigeria for now. It's not going to achieve the current result because of the current challenges we have in the country. While I support state community policing, supporting creation of state policing is going to cause us more problems than we have today on ground. This is why I'm basing my argument. Our governors, they have good intention, but do they have the money, the logistics to fund state police? Have they finished funding state ministries? Have they finished funding parastatals in their ministries? Have they finished funding other obligations in their states? These are the questions begging for answer. Do you know the cost of one AK-47 in an open market today, if you want to purchase them? The cost of one rocket launcher, the cost of equipment that you need to keep our police functional? Or do you want to create a police where they will not be armed? Do you intend to create a police where they will not have equipment, police that will not have boats, police that will not have yachts for patrol in the marine area, police force that will not have a helicopter? Now, where is the funding to carry out this action? I know Mr. President means well. I know Mr. President wants to end the issue of insecurity, but I think we must think twice in this era of the police. Why don't you channel this funding to the federal police to ensure that they are strengthened? Why don't you channel this funding to the federal police to ensure that they are properly funded so that they can do their work appropriately? Now, there is a window that most governments are not taking. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Act provides a place where governors can control, direct the officers and men able to carry out some function. Why don't you look at these people, this NSCDC, and use them like state police? Use them to police the state instead of creating another body for the government. Right. Our government for now is broke. We're just coming out from research. I don't think we have that funding yet. This is my candid position. So I do not support state police for now.
All right, and that's a fine place to leave it. Melvin Ejeh, security expert, thank you so much for your time with us on the news at 10.
Thank you very much. Do have a nice day.
And staying with security concerns, the Niger